It's addictive, it's natural, and for the most part, it's legal. A pain reliever is causing controversy all across the country, including here in the Tri-State.
A northern Kentucky mother has a warning about energy drinks that contain something called Kratom. Yet people who sell it tell us that they stand by their products. 9 on Your Side I-Team reporter Hillary Lake is here now to explain why doctors and the government say the substance should concern you. Hillary?
Well, more and more people are discovering different forms of Kratom. Some use it responsibly, others abuse it. That northern Kentucky mom tells me liquid Kratom derailed her son's sobriety. He played guitar like most school kids ride a bike, with ease and rhythm.
He was a good boy. He was not some criminal kid.
She doesn't want pity. She wants others to learn from her only son's struggle.
He started drinking these drinks that can be found at certain gas stations.
If you've never seen a mother's raw grief, take a good look at Tami George. What was in these drinks?
Kratom.
Tami says her son, Zachary Ziem, a guy who loved music, basketball, and fishing, died just 6 weeks after he started using shots of energy drinks called K-Chill and Vivazen. They contain Mitragyna speciosa extract, or Kratom.
He said, Mom, it's for like after workout, for sore muscles.
She says she initially had no idea the government considers Kratom an addictive drug.
You know, I actually bought one for Zach once.
And she didn't figure it out until the song stopped. He died in April at age 24 of a heroin overdose.
It gave him that opiate effect and made him feel altered. It already triggered that craving.
Zach was already vulnerable to temptation before one sip of liquid Kratom. He spent the previous 3 years sober.
I found out he was doing heroin probably when he was about 17.
Zach was in and out of rehab during his teen and early adult years.
I just had a sense of urgency right away. You know, I just knew. I was like, you know, he could die.
Zach is one of 450 people who died in northern Kentucky from a heroin overdose so far this year.
This is like Russian roulette.
A Shell cruise camp tracks the deaths for St. Elizabeth's Healthcare from the front lines of 6 emergency rooms. The number quadrupled between 2011 and 2015.
I mean, I think we peaked our heroin problem last year. All right, thank you.
She tells me she sees cases of heroin addicts using Kratom to get off of heroin, although there's no scientific evidence Kratom is effective or safe for that purpose.
We have an opiate epidemic problem, and that's just another form of an opiate.
To be clear, Kratom is an opiate substitute. The National Institute on Drug Abuse says it may cause dependence.
I mean, you can always spark that back up. I mean, you can say that once addicted, always addicted, and you always have to live your life like that because something is going to spark and re-get those mu receptors to start firing again.
It's also on the radar of doctors and government officials in Ohio, a state where heroin overdoses are at epidemic proportions.
Kratom is just one more thing, I guess.
Attorney General Mike DeWine calls a recent CDC warning, labeling it an emerging health threat, spot on.
So I think we need to take that seriously. You know, this is sold. Frankly, I don't know how it's legally sold.
The 9 on Your Side I-Team discovered liquid Kratom is pretty easy for anyone to buy. We found these small shot bottles at several convenience stores here in northern Kentucky. We didn't find any in Cincinnati, but we did find it in powder form.
It's basically a tea, more or less.
E.R. Beach sells it at his store in Sharonville.
Well, it's all natural. It's a plant. The FDA cannot regulate all natural substances.
He's right. Kratom is legally for sale in liquid or leaf form because the FDA considers it a dietary supplement.
No one's allowed to give medical advice. It is a supplement. And so it's really difficult to discuss why the customers want it.
Yet the FDA also says it's risky to use because of serious side effects. 6 states already banned Kratom. Last year, legislation to make it illegal in Kentucky failed. DeWine's office was already considering pushing for a ban in Ohio before I told him about the energy drinks.
It causes us to take a look at this, too.
Beach wants more science done on risks before more states make it illegal. He doesn't believe that Kratom drinks could have triggered Zach Ziem's last hit of heroin.
That's a situation he got himself back in because that's what addicts do.
Now Zach's mom must try to make sense of his death and help his baby son learn his dad's voice through the melodies he left behind.
In the shadow And I asked both manufacturers of K-Chill and Vivazin to do an interview for this story. K-Chill declined in an email. I never heard back from the makers of Vivazin. Back to you.